last week we talked about the client service provider relationship. In this week's video, I will talk about the student-teacher relationship. So what makes a student and not a client? A client is someone who goes for a specific purpose, like say a fitness center. No one thinks that the people who go to a fitness center are students. They pay for a service, use it, and go home. I know what you're thinking. Capoeira is so much more. Yes, I agree. And that's why I divide the client and the student relationship into two different things. For me, a student-teacher relationship, the student needs to see results for what they are giving their loyalty to. Yes, I know there is a client loyalty, but I'm talking about the loyalty of being involved in a closer level to the group. Because of this, a student might ask more long-term questions of themselves, such as, am I not only getting what I paid for, but is this also worth my emotional time? Emotional time can mean the extra feeling, of connectedness to the group and the teacher. Plus, if the student sees themselves in a long-term commitment to the group and teacher. As with the example of the client, if the student doesn't feel that they are growing in a positive way, then they will move on. A client is focused on the short-term personal results, while the student is focused on the long-term growth as a capoeirista. Does that make sense? Capoeira for a client might mean just coming to class and learning the physical movements and sharing in the joy that capoeira brings. But they don't necessarily feel any loyalty to do more than what they paid for. The student is the person who now sees capoeira as a part of their life and at least a clear goal of continuing in the future and growing. So how about the teachers? What's the teacher's role? As a teacher, I feel I have a few things to keep in mind. For me, my primary goal is to make each student better than me in half the time it took me. I'm not talking about capoeira experience. I'm talking about technical quality and the quality I consider for a good capoeirista. This is something I have to give to anyone who comes into my academia, regardless if they are a client, student, or discípulo. Each mestre should have their own idea of what these expectations are. For me, qualities such as music, physical techniques, aspects of the roda, capoeira culture as I best can explain from my experiences. I want to create an environment for the student to grow and feel comfortable. A positive environment will only benefit the group and the student. Capoeira is so vast and takes so much time and so much dedication to learn. Why do I think this way? Let me ask you, have you ever gone to a school and where they just made up the curriculum as they go? No, at least I haven't. As teachers, we need to have an idea of what to teach and what it means to teach. I know classes are mixed levels and this is sometimes difficult, but let me ask you, how many of you keep track of your students' progress? And do you think about your next class before it starts? Or are you just showing up with, oh, I think we'll do this today? Or are you an organized professional educator? No one is perfect, but we as teachers are responsible. There is so much information on what teaching is and teaching theory on the internet and in books. I recommend take a look and learn a little. You'd be surprised how helpful it is and how much information is out there. use it. The student-teacher relationship is the second type of relationship I'm covering here in this 3-part series. I hope it helps people to better understand how I do things. Next week, I will talk about the discípulo-mestre relationship. Peace, love, and a lot of capoeira.